Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Tips to Unleash Your Amazing. Today, my amazing special guest is Burton Kelso with Integral. Burton is a technology expert. He's read all of the manuals, and he's also seen on TV frequently. And I'm really excited. He actually was my first Tuesday Tip guest back in 2018. So I'm excited to be chatting with him again. Welcome, Burton.
Hey, how are you doing, Tammy?
I am fabulous or amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. Burton, why don't you tell us just a little bit more about what you do and who you help?
Oh, yes. So I was about to say my name is, but I think everyone knows that. But I own a tech support company by the name of Integral. We do computer repair and tech support on site in the Kansas City metropolitan area, but we also have customers across the nation that we do remote tech support for. Other than being the chief technology expert at Integral, I also am a national speaker. So I go around the country like yourself and talk on different tips and tricks to help businesses get more from the technology that they use. So, and then also too, like you said, I'm on TV across the nation. I think my big 2020 pandemic success was getting featured on Newsmax 3 times in 2020. So that was pretty exciting.
That is really cool. Really cool. So what is the secret to being featured on TV, Burton?
Just, I guess, having a great smile is one. And just being able to provide valuable content. I think the mistake that people make is they're always trying to get on and share information about their business as opposed to just giving out valuable information. And that definitely goes a long way. Because, I mean, I guess you could go on and talk about your business, but most TV segments run anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 per segment. So if you and we know advertising it works, but it doesn't really work, especially in the service industry. You definitely have to position yourself as a resource. So if you're continually providing resources that are going to help people, then it definitely goes a long way to helping you get featured in national publications and on national TV.
Nice. Well, today we're going to chat a little bit about branding. And Burton, you've shared a little bit with me on branding before, but
I don't know anything about that. How are we going to get through this if I don't?
I don't know.
We're just going to wing it, right?
We're just going to wing it. So what do you have, as we're winging it, off the top of your head, what is your first tip?
The first one is to always be a positive example. And I mean, obviously in this COVID crisis, everyone's struggling with something. I mean, you and I, well, you're way down you're not in the Panhandle, but you're in Florida. But it's not like, even if I was living in the same area, that we could just meet and greet in person because we're all, socially distancing. But especially on social media and just your everyday presence, you have to be a positive example as far as making sure that you're spreading positivity and being that shining light that everyone is attracted to. Because if you're a negative Nelly, then obviously no one's going to want to hang around you. But if you're positive, people are going to look forward to what information you're sharing, and they're going to want to be connected with you and be around you. I mean, we've all been around people that are negative or people that are always having problems, and we can empathize with that. But at the same time, it's not something that we want to deal with, because truth be told, we all have got problems. You just shared, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal, but I mean, you just shared another challenge that you have to deal with. And I had the same challenge. And, it's great you share that with me. But at the same time, if you were just bombarding me with just all the negative things that are going on in your life, people don't want to be around that. They want to be around people that are like, yes, this challenging thing happened, but at the same time too, I'm going to overcome this and I'm going to come out on top. And so it's important that you always regardless how down you are, that you keep a positive output and you have a positive take on life, and you be or show your positive self when you're around people.
Yeah, I think that that's really important. Now, I wouldn't ever promote fake positivity,
All
because
right.
you want to be authentic when you're talking and you're sharing with other people. But you can talk a little bit about, something that you're going through, but probably just with your closer circle, not necessarily, airing all your dirty laundry on social media.
Right, exactly. I agree. I mean, yeah, people, you want to see people be authentic. So yes, if they're encountering challenges in life, yeah, definitely share it. But I mean, just don't unburden your heavy load on everyone else, because people don't want to be around that.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great tip. What about your next tip?
Make sure that you, as far as branding is concerned, make sure that your information is consistent on social media. I mean, if you're creating a brand, you definitely need to make sure that you're sharing the same information about yourself and the same message on all of your social media platforms. I mean, and when I say information, I'm talking about the way that you set up your profile. So you want to make sure that you're using a consistent picture of yourself. Your banners on social media need to reflect what it is that you do and how you help people. And then finally, make sure that your description about yourself is going to have the same message. So obviously with me, it's, I love technology and I read all the manuals and I'm serious about helping technology become fun and easy for everyone. So it's that message that you want to put out, so that when people think about technology, or if people are thinking about personal development, they know who to go with. Because sometimes on social media, or even with your whole presence, people don't know how to label you. They don't know what it is that you do. So one of the things that can help that, especially since we're all, sheltering for the most part, is to make sure that your message on social media is consistent across the board.
So I can't have my different personalities, like one personality there on Facebook, another personality on LinkedIn, somebody else there on Pinterest. They have to all be consistent, really?
I would say that as far as your description about yourself, needs to be consistent. But as far as your content, it's going to be all over the place. I mean, you're going to be sharing tips, you're going to be sharing information about your personal life. So that information, as far as what you're sharing, should be different. But as at the core, when you're setting up your accounts, make sure that your message lets everyone know when they look at your profile what it is that you do and how you're helping people out.
Yeah, I think that that's really important. And I think that, varying your content based on, you might want to share a little bit about your personal life and your family on LinkedIn, but typically you're going to share more about business tips and growth strategies there, maybe not quite as many like selfies as you might have there on Instagram or Facebook.
I don't know. I think I'm going to debate that one, Tammy, because because I know people on LinkedIn, they get the idea that, it's the business network, but I mean, it's still people based. So I've seen people put information on LinkedIn that you would normally see like on Instagram, or maybe they'll have their Instagram share to LinkedIn and they get excellent results, because I think it shows the human aspect. Because I think on LinkedIn, I think you can only share so many motivational quotes or so much business data. I think people still, regardless of the social media platform, still want to connect with people. So I think it's not a bad idea to post the occasional selfie on LinkedIn and, and just roll with it. Just because I think one of the things you need to do on social media is to make sure that regardless what platform you're on, that you definitely are standing out. So I don't think it hurts. I think people sometimes get caught in being in the box, and that's what this platform is supposed to do, rather than thinking of ways of working outside of the box and making sure that you stand out of all of the stuff that goes on in people's feed, because people want to be entertained. They obviously want to be educated, but it's just that positivity and that growth that you put in your social media feeds, that's definitely going to help you get more likes and more followers.
Nice. What about your third tip?
It goes back to always sharing important or informative information. So if you become a resource, period, then it's definitely going to help your brand, because what it boils down to is when it comes to business, people really don't care about your business, because you can put those awards that you were the best of, or you're number one, and maybe you've got all these reviews, but it's not about that. People don't really care about the business. People are so focused on their problems that they're always looking for someone who can provide a solution to those problems. So if you create or become someone who's always providing a solution to the problems that people face in their day-to-day life or in their businesses, then you're definitely going to help put a stamp on your brand and make people see that you are a valuable resource. And in doing the sharing, people are going to trust you more and want to work with you or be around you. So, I mean, it's like you said, it's always great to share tips and useful information in order to help people in their daily life. I mean, with me, it's kind of a challenge, but it always happens with technology. People are always having some technology problem. And I think one of the reasons technology is so difficult is because there's so much misinformation out there. Like my device has been hacked, or my Facebook account's been hacked. But you want to get the correct information out to people. And so I'm always sharing or posting information out there to help people out. Like one awesome tech tip that I'm going to share real quick. Let me see if I can get the cover off my iPhone. And Tammy, what do you have, an iPhone or an Android phone?
I have an iPhone.
Do you? You'll love this. So, you know the button that's on the back of the symbol?
Yeah.
Or the logo? That's a button.
What?
Yeah. You can go into your iPhone settings and program your Apple logo to be a button. So you can either program it to double click on the Apple logo to do whatever function you want it, or you can set up a triple click to do whatever function you want. So for example, if you wanted to lock your phone, rather than going to the front, you can just double tap on the Apple icon, and it'll do what you want to do. Or let's say you wanted to set it up to take photos. Like if you triple click on the button, then you can triple click on the Apple logo, and then it'll do that function. So didn't know that, huh?
I did not know that. I did not know that.
Yeah. I know. And then I like it, and to give a shout out to like my personal social media accounts, all the tips, if you go to Burton Kelso on any of the social media platforms, I've shared that tip on how you can transform that button into just a useless Apple logo on the back of your iPhone to an actual working button. You know, they're on I posted it this morning, so they're there.
Now, the only challenge with that is I tend to be a little more droppy, and I would hate to be taking my phone out of the case and then drop it and break it.
Well, you have to get a case that has a little hole there so that you could, because, you know, they've got iPhone cases like that where it's got a little hole where you can see the Apple logo. And I think that's the reason why they do that. So, yeah, I mean, I would never do it because I'm like you. I've got a case that covers up the logo, and I definitely don't want to be in an instance where I drop my phone and break it, taking it out of the case. So, yeah, if you've got a case that has a hole where you can get to the Apple logo, then, you know, that's why for you. Yes.
Very cool. What else? What else do you see that people do on social media that you think is maybe takes away from their message and their branding?
Well, obviously, I'm a religious guy, but, you know, pushing your religion on people, and then also too, politics is a killer, you know. And another one is when people don't research the information that they share online. I mean, there's so many people sharing bogus information, and I mean, it definitely brings down your credibility when you don't fact check. And I think it's embarrassing on your social media accounts if people are scrolling on your wall, and then they see that content that you share is like false information. It's like, well, heck, I'm not going to trust this person. And, it's just a killer. So I would hope that if you're using social media on a professional basis, that you definitely make sure that you fact check any information that you share online. Because I mean, it definitely is a credibility buster if you have unverified information on your accounts.
Now, and I think that this is maybe controversial-ish. Some people recommend that you actually take a stand for, a strong stand against things that you are against or something that you're for. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think if it's like affects the whole human race, then yes, you need to take a stand for it. And it depends on what audience that you're attracting. Like if you are trying to cater to everybody, then you definitely have to take a neutral stand on a lot of issues, because you can offend people pretty easily nowadays. And I think that stems for people just being tired of being quiet and not being able to voice their own views or concerns. But at the same time, if you feel strongly about something and it aligns with the audience that you're reaching on social media, then yes, by all means, you need to take a stand on something. One of the things that, I believe in, but I don't talk about it much online, is the whole climate change thing. I guess everyone's calling it global warming, but, about climate change, and of course, using more renewable resources as opposed to just using the standard non-renewable. I don't know why I can't say that, but non-renewable resources that we use. So, but yeah, I mean, that's something that's going to affect the environment. So obviously we need to turn to more resources to make sure that we leave a planet for our kids, as opposed to, having to go to Mars, which I think is what the game plan is.
I don't know if I want to go to Mars.
I don't want to go to Mars.
That's really going to be long after my day.
Right, exactly. But emergencies may happen, and they may be loading up all the shuttles for everyone to go to Mars. So you never know, right? You never know.
Now, so that pops into my head, that whole book that men are from Mars and women are from Venus. So are the women going to go to Venus while the men go to Mars?
No, I think you ladies would burn up if you go to Venus. It's a little bit too close to the sun. So I think your only viable option, there'll be part 2 will be men and women are from Mars,
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming today and sharing. How do they get a hold of you on social media, but what is your website too?
You can look me up at burtonkelso.com, or if you want to go to the business website, you can go to callintegralnow.com.
Awesome. Well, I always appreciate you and enjoy chatting with you. I was thinking when you were talking about sharing the inspirational quotes from our conversation a few years ago, when you were like really making fun of me a little bit, that you were going to start, we were doing Tom and Jerry, or like ice cream. You were going to start. You remember that?
No, I don't think I was making fun of you.
You said that when you'll know what kind of mood I'm in by the types of content, the inspirational quotes.
Oh, yes, that's true. That's right. Yeah. I know you're in a crime fighting mood too when you wear your little Batman shirt that you have,
That's my alter ego now. I used to think that I was like Wonder Woman, but I feel like, Batman is more of a person that really has no superpower per se, but I mean, when I get his wealth, then it is on.
Oh, I love that. You're going to be out fighting crime, huh?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That'll be awesome. Yeah, I think the other inspirational thing, like you said about Batman not having any superpowers, is just that it's just his sheer will and his intellect that, he's got the money too, but I mean, just overall, it's just his drive and dedication to his mission that I think attracts a lot of people. So I like the whole quote that says, if you can't be anybody, be Batman, or something like that. I think there's a lot behind that too. And
there
so
is a lot. It's a diversity, right?
Yeah.
Becoming it and, getting better, becoming anti-fragile.
Right, exactly. So if you look at behind me, I've got my your superheroes of choice. So you can choose to either be Wonder Woman, Batman, or you can even be Superman or woman or whatever. So yeah, you've got your choices. So
Yeah. How about you? Who is your alter ego?
oh, Batman, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, just the whole. Because I mean, I think I believe in the underdog, and he definitely, as far as all the comic book heroes, he's the underdog because he can't fly, he doesn't have the super strength. He just has to rely on his wits and his money. But I mean, the main thing it boils down to is just his wits. He's just better than everyone else out there, and he's kind of the underdog when it comes to superheroes.
Yeah. We'll have to do this again and wear our Batman shirts together.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I've got several, so I'm ready.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Burton. It's been great chatting with you today, and I will see everybody soon.